Life is short, but most people live like they've got unlimited time. Here's the real number. The average person gets about 30,000 days. That's it. No bonus rounds. And if you're 30 years old, you've already spent roughly 11,000 of them. Gone, not coming back. That's why someday is such a dangerous word. Someday sounds comforting. Someday sounds responsible. But someday is how people accidentally waste their entire life. In the next 15 minutes, you're going to learn strategies that don't just help you manage time, but actually use it. These aren't generic productivity tips. They're insights about how life really works and how people who feel time rich think differently. Let's start. Chapter 1, time perception and psychology. Time messes with your mind, and if you don't understand the trick, you'll lose the game. Think back to being a kid. Summers felt endless. One day could feel like a week. Now, a month disappears like it was nothing. Years slide by like they're weeks. That's not nostalgia. That's your brain. Your brain tracks time by tracking novelty. When you're young, everything is new, so your mind records more. More mental snapshots makes time feel slower and fuller. As an adult, routine takes over. Same breakfast, same commute, same scrolling, same shows. Your brain stops recording because nothing feels new. Days blur, time disappears. That's time blindness. But you can hack it. Change the route you take. Learn one new skill per month. Say yes to one new experience each week. Start conversations with people you'd normally ignore. Novelty forces your brain to pay attention, and when your brain pays attention, time expands. And here's the biggest mistake most people make with time. They overestimate what they can do in one day and massively underestimate what they can do in 1 year. That mismatch is why people quit too early. Chapter 2, priority management. Most people confuse busy with meaningful. They pack their days with tasks that feel urgent but don't actually matter. They stay in motion so they don't have to face the harder question, what's worth it? Use this tool, the deathbed test. Picture yourself at 90, looking back. Will you be glad you answered all those emails, or will you wish you had one more afternoon with someone you love? When you look through that lens, priorities get brutally clear. The people who win at life aren't the ones who know what to do. They're the ones who know what not to do. Try the two-list strategy. Write down everything you want to achieve. Then circle the top 3. Everything else becomes your avoid list. Because life works like compound interest. Small, daily investments in the right priorities multiply. But distractions compound too. Social media, busy work, constant noise. It doesn't just steal minutes, it steals direction. Be ruthless with the non-essential. Your time is too expensive for anything else. Chapter 3, relationship dynamics. Relationships are like bank accounts. Every interaction is either a deposit or a withdrawal. A sincere compliment is a deposit. Being consistently late is a withdrawal. Ignoring someone until you need them is a withdrawal. And just like money, you can't keep withdrawing if you never deposit. Most people think relationships are built through big gestures. Expensive gifts, huge celebrations. But real trust is built through small daily deposits. Checking in, remembering details, showing up when it's inconvenient. Here's the counterintuitive part. Shared struggle often builds stronger bonds than shared fun. Going through challenges together creates depth. It proves reliability. Also, don't underestimate your weak ties. The acquaintances, the distant friends. They're often the bridge to new opportunities, ideas, and perspectives. Strong ties comfort you. Weak ties expand you. And if you want to feel like you have more time, help someone. It's a strange paradox. Giving time creates a sense of time abundance. Chapter 4, career and purpose. Your best opportunities are usually not where you're comfortable. They're one step outside it. That's the adjacent possible, the sweet spot between what you already know and what you could realistically learn next. A lot of careers get stuck because people say, I should stay in my lane. But that's exactly how your lane becomes a trap. Another huge mistake, optimizing for money too early. In your 20 seconds and early 30 seconds, optimize for learning. Skills are leverage. Every skill you add is like a lottery ticket for future opportunities, because knowledge compounds and opportunities multiply. And forget the career ladder. It's outdated. Modern careers are jungle gyms, sideways moves, diagonal moves, sometimes even stepping back to reposition. Each move can create a rare skill combination that makes you hard to replace. Comfort is career quicksand. The longer you stay in a role you've outgrown, the harder it becomes to leave. And here's a secret: productive procrastination. When you're avoiding one task, redirect that energy into learning something useful. The projects you keep accidentally working on often point to what you actually care about. Chapter 5, health and vitality. Health isn't just about living longer. It's the multiplier that determines how good your life feels while you're living it. Ask yourself, would you rather have 8 energized hours or 12 exhausted ones? Energy beats time. And sleep is not optional. Sleep isn't laziness. It's your brain's performance system. Without it, your judgment and self-control collapse. The promotion you want, the relationship you're trying to build, the future you're aiming at, all require a brain that works. Here's something most people ignore. You are 2 different people. Morning you makes ambitious plans. Evening you has to execute them. Don't let morning you become a tyrant. Build systems that make follow-through realistic. And don't underestimate micro workouts. 10 push-ups, a quick walk, 5 minutes of stretching. Small movements compound. Your body was built to move, and movement creates mental clarity. If you're stuck on a problem, move your body. You'll be surprised how often the answer shows up while you're walking. Chapter 6, learning and growth. If you want to learn something faster, teach it. That's the teacher effect. Explaining forces your brain to organize knowledge and notice gaps. A lot of people say, I'm not ready to teach. But that's exactly why you should. Beginners often teach better than experts because they still remember what's confusing. Another learning shortcut: read biographies. A biography is a lifetime of lessons compressed into a few hours. If you want to avoid predictable mistakes, learn from people who already paid for them. Also, don't try to be great at everything. Smart people stay strategically bad at some things. That's deliberate amateurism. It keeps you flexible, curious, and less trapped by ego. And constraints aren't your enemy. Limited time, limited money, limited resources can be a superpower. Constraints force creativity. Finally, learn to quit strategically. Quitting isn't always failure. Sometimes it's clearing space for what actually fits your growth. Chapter 7, emotional intelligence. Your emotions have a timer. The chemical surge behind anger, fear, or frustration lasts about 90 seconds in your body. After that, the emotion continues, mostly because you keep feeding it with thoughts. You can't always control the first wave, but you can control the second. Emotional regulation is a real advantage. Intelligence might help you get hired. Emotional control helps you lead because people trust the person who stays calm in chaos. And vulnerability, used wisely, isn't weakness. The right amount at the right time builds trust faster than pretending to be perfect. One of the most expensive habits is avoiding difficult conversations. Those conversations are compound interest in reverse. The longer you wait, the more emotional debt piles up. And gratitude isn't just a nice idea. Unexpressed gratitude is like money you never spend. It creates nothing. Say it while you still can. Chapter 8, financial wisdom. Money isn't just numbers. Money is time freedom. And one of the biggest traps is this: as people earn more, they often become poorer in time. Bigger house, more maintenance, more commitments, better car, more stress, longer commute. Lifestyle inflation is a treadmill. You run harder and feel like you're going nowhere. Think in terms of time affluence. Would you rather earn 100,000 working 80 hours a week or 70,000 working 30. Your true hourly rate includes what that income costs you. And here's a mindset shift. Most people buy objects and rent experiences. Smart people rent objects and buy experiences because experiences appreciate in memory and meaning, while objects usually depreciate. The ultimate financial skill is margin. Living below your means isn't about restriction. It's about creating breathing room. Margin gives you options. Options are wealth. Chapter 9, Creative Living. Creativity isn't a lightning bolt. It's a faucet. When you turn it on, the first water is rusty. Those are the bad ideas. And you need them. Bad ideas aren't proof you're not creative. They're the price of admission. Waiting for the perfect idea is like waiting for clean water without turning on the tap. You have to run the rust out. Creativity also loves constraints. Unlimited options freeze people. Limited options force invention. And stop trying to create and judge at the same time. That's driving with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. Create first, edit later. Document your work, even the early messy attempts. Your brain needs proof of progress. Those terrible early versions become evidence that you're improving. And one of the biggest creative advantages is combination. Combine skills that don't normally go together. That weird intersection becomes your edge. Chapter 10, Personal Energy. Time management doesn't matter if your energy is gone. You can't do meaningful work running on empty. Most people never audit their energy. They don't notice what fuels them and what drains them. A morning walk might refill you. A toxic relationship might quietly bankrupt you. And willpower is not a reliable plan. Willpower gets tired. Smart people build environments that make good choices automatic. Decision fatigue is real. Every tiny choice drains mental energy. What to wear, what to eat, when to work out. That's why many high performers simplify the small stuff. They save their decision-making power for what actually matters. Here's an unusual energy strategy. Strategic incompetence. Be deliberately bad at non-essential tasks, and people stop assigning them to you. Your energy stays protected for the work only you can do. And remember, recovery isn't wasted time. Recovery is how you multiply the value of your time. Chapter 11, Social Capital. Success isn't only about what you know. It's also about who knows you and how much they trust you. But real social capital isn't collecting contacts. It's building genuine relationships. There's a simple formula: time plus vulnerability plus shared experiences. You can't skip any part. A lot of people say they don't have time for networking, but they're thinking about it wrong. The best networkers aren't collectors. They're connectors. They introduce people who should know each other. And most people underinvest in friendship maintenance. They wait for birthdays, weddings, or emergencies. But strong relationships are built in the tiny moments. A quick check-in, a short call, a coffee that doesn't need an agenda. Think of community like a garden. You don't plant everything at once and expect results. You water it regularly with small acts. The most successful people build their community before they need it. Because when you need a community, it's already too late to start. Chapter 12, Mental Models. Mental models are how your mind simplifies reality, but the map is not the territory. Your model is always smaller than real life. That's useful and dangerous. Most people only think one step ahead. Life rewards second-order thinking. Not just what happens next, but what happens after that. And when something feels obvious, ask, obvious to whom? Obvious based on what assumptions? That's why multiple perspectives aren't optional. They're essential. Also remember, knowledge isn't power. Understanding is power. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Understanding is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. Collect patterns, not just facts, and use inversion. Instead of asking, how do I fix this? Ask, how am I creating this? Sometimes the solution is simply stopping what's causing the problem. Chapter 13, Life Design. Your life isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you build. Think of it like a portfolio. Experiences, relationships, skills, health, memories, meaning. Most people overvalue planning and undervalue testing. But life design isn't about perfect plans. It's about small experiments. You can't think your way into the right life. You have to test your way there. And change doesn't require a dramatic overhaul. Tiny shifts can create massive results. Change one thing for 5 minutes a day. Let that win create momentum. Also, check your metrics. Many people measure life by borrowed standards: money, status, possessions. But what if you chose your own scoreboard? Time with family, learning, peace, contribution, and do regular life reviews. They're not optional. Monthly reflection prevents yearly regret. Conclusion: life isn't about squeezing extra hours out of the day. It's about making the hours you already have count. Time will pass, whether you use it wisely or not. Your habits become your days. Your days become your years. Your years become your life. So don't try to change everything at once. Pick one idea from this that hit you. 1. Test it. Adjust it. Make it yours. Because the best time to start living fully isn't someday. It's today.